And we finally got the Instagram working up and uploaded. So that means we have live, we have Facebook family. Drop a 2 if you are watching from Facebook. If you are watching from Facebook, drop a 2. If you watching on YouTube, drop a 3. If you on Facebook, drop a 2. If you on YouTube, drop a 3. And my Instagram followers, if you are watching, I see you, Gloria. If you are watching on Instagram, drop a 4. All right. All right, cool. Bring them in. All right, man. So, this is an interesting topic. The reason why I'm doing this presentation is because it's so important. I just came into really studying this industry and craft, but really digging deep into like the crux of it. Let's see who else we got on here. Mom, hey mom, I see you. Thank you, mom, for watching in. My mom is here, y'all. Virginia Darby, y'all say hey, Virginia. Anyway, but man, it's a heavy topic. So the subject of this topic today is understanding the importance of black-owned media. Understanding the importance of black-owned media. So, first of all, I want to say that there's a difference between black-owned media and black-targeted media. There's a difference between black-owned media and black-targeted media. Let me explain. Black-targeted media are media companies that not owned by us, but target us. Places like BET. BET was owned by a black man, but is now owned by Viacom, which is a white-owned company. So they control the content, but it is mainly marketed to us. But because we don't own it, we don't make any decisions on what happens on that network. Does that make any sense? Black-owned media, we have most likely we're doing all the hiring, we're doing all the programming, we're making all the decisions that is required for that network to be shown. All right. There's a lot of that going on. Yes, it is. So there's a difference between black-owned media and black-targeted media, and I'm going to get back. So I'm going to specifically talking about the importance of black-owned media. That's newspapers, that's TV, that's radio, anywhere that you receive your information, news, entertainment, that's black-owned media. If a black person own that, then it's black-owned media. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. This really blew my mind. Before I go any further, so those of you, you see the little scrolling marquee at the bottom. It says donate to Kingdom Culture TV on Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. So on all three of those platforms, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal, you can donate to Kingdom Culture. On Cash App is $ Kingdom Culture TV, but everything else is Kingdom Culture TV on PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. So if you want to join the Kingdom Culture Club, that's how you do it. You donate. You can also go to kingdomculture.club to see our merchandise. This is one of the things that is on for sale. This is another thing that's for sale. So you can actually go to kingdomculture.club to see our merchandise purchase, and also there's a donate button there to join our club. All right. Going further, let's see who's all here. If you're still here, drop a 3 in the chat, no matter what platform you're watching on, YouTube, Instagram, off Facebook. If you're still here, drop a 3 in the chat. All right, check on y'all Instagram, folks. All right, we still here. We still here. Good, good, good. Good. How much is the shirt? Check. I can't remember the prices right now. So after this, make sure you go over to kingdomcultured.club. That's kingdomcultured.club, and everything is listed there. Okay. All right. So let's dive into it. Black-owned media. Historically speaking, the black press was the main thing that helped us get through every movement in black history in America. I want to specifically say in America because, of course, we have ancient history before we came to America, but I'm specifically only talking about history in America. So when I'm going to bring up a quote, let me pull it up. This came from the Freedom Journal of 1827. This is the first black newspaper, black-owned newspaper, and it said that we wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. I'm gonna say it again. We wish to plead our own cause. Matter of fact, Derek, put that on the screen. Put that on the screen. Derek, can you hear me? Yeah, there you go. Appreciate it. We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. Too long has the public been deceived by misrepresentations in things which concern us dearly. I'm going to take a moment and look at that. We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. Too long has the public been deceived by misrepresentation in things which concern us dearly. Russ Worm was one of the owners of the Freedom Journal in 1827. All right, so that being said, what was happening in that time is we wasn't, as black people, we were free, but we wasn't being represented well. So you may have seen heard of a movie called Birth of a Nation. Not the Nat Turner film that happened a few years ago, but the original Birth of a Nation, where they showed black people, free black people, in a way where we were perceived to be dangerous, rapists, thieves, and that was the first film ever shown in the White House. That film provoked the recalling of the KKK. So that kind of shows you how important media is in general, that they would show a film where black people looked inferior and they perceived us to be thieves, robbers, and basically scary people. In the newspaper, doing the printing at that time as well, they would make all black people with large faces. Let me see if I can pull up what they used to print us. I may not have time to be able to do that, but they used to print us with large black faces, big nose, and wide mouths. Didn't look like black people at all. It was a caricature of unrelated animal-like characters. So because they did that, I'm gonna see whether, are y'all still with me? Drop a 4 in the chat if you're still with me. Drop a 4 in the chat if you're still with me. Because of that, of course, they created a separation between human beings, which were technically white people, and the rest of us, which we was caricatures of animals. So we looked like animals. That's why they showed us the The only time that we made any news in the newspaper, it was because we were either being lynched or being persecuted in some way, that we'll be going to jail in some way. So that means no one actually pictured us in a regular form. So in the newspaper, remember, all news at that time was in the newspaper. So if you got married, it would be printed in the newspaper. They never print black people getting married. They never print black people owning a business. Of course, they didn't promote any of our businesses. They never promoted even our homegoings. That was never printed. So the only thing that was printed that were of black folks is anything that has something to do with the stereotype of us not being humans but being animals. Does that make any sense? If it make any sense, drop a 5 in the chat. If it make any sense, drop a 5. Again, the Freedom Journal came right after World War One, right before World War One, and they were one of the first journals to. Let me see. 5 in the chat. I see you. So the Freedom Journal was one of the first black-owned press that again combated. So we remember we weren't allowed to read during slavery. So when we became free, a lot of us was still illiterate. Does that make any sense? A lot of us didn't know how to read, so we wasn't allowed to get the same books whites were allowed to have. We didn't get the same education that they did. But because of the Freedom Journal and other journals, I think I can't think of the guy's name. It'll come to me in a little bit. But anyway, Freedom Journal, their first print in 1827, literally said, "We wish to plead our own cause," and that simply means that we are going to tell our stories. Nobody else is going to tell who we are and what we do. Nobody else is going to depict who we are and what we do. Their form of what they see us as will no longer be the only thing that's written on paper. So we have to tell our own stories. We have to show, others what is happening. All right. Good. I'm gonna skip a little further. We had the Chicago Defender. What was so important about the Chicago Defender? What they did, again, remember we was illiterate in that time. So the Chicago up north, what they did, they didn't get any traction up north. Why? Because there wasn't mainstream media. Mainstream media was controlled by white folks. So what they did was they sent their paper down south. Right? So now people, black people who were granted land, who were farming now, who had their own businesses and stuff down south, they got their news from the Chicago Defender. So they would send their paper down south. Let me tell you the significance about that. When World War I happened, remember the armies wasn't really integrated like that. So that means white men fought in the U.S. Army. Now that the war is happening, white men is away. So the Industrial Revolution starts. So now they need supplies. Now they need things to continue to happen in America to make America run. So who is going to take those jobs? Black men. What's so special about this now? So during that time, Chicago Defender, what they did is took the approach and they sent the newspaper down south. And in the newspaper, they would just say how many jobs there is up north. They would say, you can live a life up here in Chicago. You can start your family in Chicago. There's better opportunities in Chicago. So that's when the Great Migration of black people started moving from the south up north, and it was because of black-owned media. Get what I'm saying? It was the black-owned newspaper that let other black people know that what these opportunities were, and that caused, again, as a people, it caused the economic situation of blacks to begin to expand. Why? Because now we're occupying jobs up north. We're starting the industrial revolution. We're helping out the country. More and more people is moving up north. Now is the population is getting bigger. The city is getting better. And now like movie theaters and restaurants are now owned by black people. And supported by black people. Now is up north. So now we're everywhere. And that only happened because of the Chicago Defender. They actually sent the newspapers down to the South, and they would even print the train station times when the train was coming from the South up north. So it was a whole communication that was happening, and that was because black-owned media. Remember, we wasn't printed. We didn't exist in mainstream media when it come down to the white media sources, but it was because of black media that was sending this information and causing people to be able to learn more about the news. So why is that so important? I'm going to explain that's historically, and it's more to it, because when you talk about the civil rights movement and everything, the media played a huge part. What Roland Martin says all the time, he called it the tip of the spear. Roland Martin, he actually have a video on YouTube called the tip of the spear. It's called the tip of the spear, and he talks about this very same thing, which inspired me to be able to let my listeners and watchers know about this information historically, how important the media played in everything. And when you think about a spear, it's a device that's used for war. It's used for killing. It's used for fighting and everything. So that spear is a very powerful tool to the person that's handling it. And us as media presentations, media own, black-owned media, just anyone that in this space, like, you receive information based off what we show you. Think about that. Your information is built on what we show you. So whatever narrative that is pushed is going to be the information that you received. If it's truth or if it's flawed, that's the information that's going to be presented. When it comes down to, Malcolm X said it, that the whatever's pushing the media whoever controls the media controls the minds of the masses. Whoever controls the media is controlling the mind of the masses. So that means whatever is being pushed out, then that's what's the information. Kathy Hughes, which is the owner of Radio One, black woman, she said information is power. Information is power. And how do you get this information? It's the sources. Can you trust that source? And for black folks, for a long time, we don't make any decisions about what is being programmed into our brains, or the information that we receive. That's why it's important, so that you support black-owned media companies like as this one, Kingdom Culture TV. We're a black-owned company. We're a Christian company. So the information that comes out and comes through, we're going to try our best to make sure that it fits our morals. It fits factual base. Even though we may have opinionated shows on here, but we want to make sure that the information that you receive is going to be beneficial, not just to the black race, but to everyone. However, especially for us that are black, because we have been misrepresented, just like they said back in 1827. We wish to plead our own cause. Too long others has spoken for us, and this the big piece. Too long that it's spoken for us, and too long has the public been deceived by misrepresentations in things which concern us dearly. How they show us in the media is very important. If you're still here, drop a 2 in the chat. I want to see them 2s. I want to see them twos. I'm just checking on y'all. Let's see who's still here. Who is still here? I'm checking on my Instagram, folks. Oh, I see you, Tyler. Tyler sent me a text message. Hey, what's going on, Tyler? Tyler, what you watching on? Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube? All right, let's see here. Why y'all still here? Again, there's a donate button. That's why I'm explaining to y'all why it's so important for you guys to be a part. And that's how you be a part. That's how you keep this thing going. Because there's not that many YouTube, so I can't comment. Okay. All right. Let's see here. It's very important that y'all support black-owned media, especially as blacks and people of color. Sorry about that. Y'all Instagram giving me some trouble. Let me see here. It's hard to see what's going on Instagram, but if you're there, again, drop a 2 in the chat. Who else we got? All right, cool. I'm gonna continue. So that being said, what Kingdom Culture Media is planning to do is carry the baton. Carry the baton. Why is it so important for us to carry the baton? Very simple. If we don't, who will? If we don't, who will? Who is going to pick up the torch? Who is going to continue this legacy? Who's going to continue to empower us to reach higher heights? If you think about the economic situation of black folks in general, we're so far behind. We're so far behind, number one, because of access to resources, right? But over the years, we've been having a lot of access to resources, but we don't get the information of how to access the information. It's almost like this, in plain terms. It's just like if for a long time there was 4 walls in your house, right? There were 4 walls in your house. So that's all you knew. There was no doors and there was no windows, right? Just 4 walls in your house. And all of a sudden, someone built the door, right? They built a door, but you don't have access to that door. Not because it's not there, but you don't know it's there. So someone has to let you know that this door is even available for you to walk through. Get what I'm saying? It's information. Information is power. Kathy Hughes said it. Information is power, and the right information is going to be the thing that help you get from point A to point B. So what reason why we have shows like The Black Couch, Flow with Tip, Craig and Kobe, it's that same vein. It's sharing information. So my show, The Black Couch, which I host, what we do is we interview other entrepreneurs, right? And those entrepreneurs have stories. Those entrepreneurs, because they've walked through certain doors to do what they're doing, they had certain experiences. They share those experiences. For those of us who may not have gotten to that place or desire to get to where they are, this story could be the one thing, that the one missing piece that you need to step out and do something different in your life, which will cause you to be in a better economic state. And if us as individuals are in a better economic state, us collectively in a better economic state, if we are operating in our purpose and operating in the things that we actually like to do, that makes it better for us. Get what I'm saying? Us as a people. But sometimes we don't step out and do things because of lack of information. So you need shows like the Black Couch to help, give you that nudge and give you that push. Play shows like Flow with Tiffany. So Tiffany is a licensed counselor. Sometimes we go through things as a people and we don't even understand why. You get what I'm saying? And I remember there has been some topics that she talked about on her show that literally helped me get to a better place. Helped me to reach inside and think about certain things from a different perspective to help me work through. That's why these shows are so important. You get what I'm saying? If you're still here, drop a 4 in the chat. If you're still here, drop a 4 in the chat. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. We're almost to the end. Remember, if you want to donate to a black-owned media company because we are important. Donate to Kingdom Culture TV. Join our club, Kingdom Culture Club. If you really want to be a part of something that is moving, that is growing, that is going to be beneficial, not just to you as an individual, but beneficial to the culture, beneficial to people of color, and not just people of color, but it's going to be a representation that we haven't seen before. Donate right now. Donate Kingdom Culture TV on Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. All right. So moving on. Craig and Kobe. So Craig and Kobe show. Why is that important? For again, going back to information. So Craig is what we call a workpreneur. He has a 9-to-5, and he also has his own business. We call workpreneurs. We see all the time on like YouTube where people are like, quit your job and start your business. Quit your job and start. And Craig is an example of someone that didn't quit his job, but he's still operating in his business as well. And he talks about that on his show. Just a candid conversation between Craig and Kobe. Kobe, which is a full-time entrepreneur, talks about his experience as an entrepreneur. And it's two black men who are sharing this information with each other. And we saw it from the preview. Matter of fact, Derek, I know I said we weren't gonna do this, but run the Craig and Kobe ad again so they can kind of see how vulnerable they get with Craig and Kobe. Run that Craig and Kobe ad.
Conversations with Craig and Kobe.
I think if we look at our purpose as, you know what, I have something that someone needs.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't do it, if I don't follow my purpose,
somebody
then
out.
My brother or sister are going to struggle. And it's not like that's good. That's good, right? They're going to struggle. And likewise, I need you to follow your purpose, Kobe, because the fruits of your purpose that are going to benefit me, I need. So I need you, Kobe. Look at me. I need you to, even though you found it, I need you to continue on your path of purpose because I'm depending on it.
So here's the question that came to me, which is why I was kind of looking away, which is almost like, who is in pain right now because you didn't operate and attack your purpose?
That's heavy.
Right. It's got me over here. And
that's heavy, bro.
Because that is, yeah, man. It's like,
that's heavy.
It's different, man. Like,
yeah. You're good.
Yeah, it's like a level of like conviction, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it really isn't about us. You know what I mean? Like, when you got something that that you know you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And perspective is everything, right?
Yeah.
And even though we talked about it, like even with the book, but how these conversations like building, like that is like that purpose piece is, it's like you got something that you need to do.
Yeah.
Like, and people don't do it because they get selfish about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They think that it's well, I'm not gonna do this because ain't nobody gonna read it, or I'm not gonna do this because it's not really gonna impact anybody. But you're not really getting that it's not about you doing it to get any accolades or praise.
That's right.
But somebody else needs it. Like they don't want it. Like they need it.
Now you kind of see, again, that conversation with two black men. You don't see that on TV. You don't get to see things like that on TV. Two black men being vulnerable about their life's purpose. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can connect with what they just said. Drop a 1 in the chat, and I'm checking out my Facebook, Instagram. If you still with me, y'all, drop a 1 in that chat, man. If you can kind of relate to what they're saying, man. Let's see who's still here. Good. So yeah, so we have shows like that, man. It's going to be very powerful because it's going to show you things that you don't normally see on mainstream media. Y'all check out my cup. Again, you can find this on kingdomculture.club. 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 But yeah, importance of black media. Who benefits? Who benefits from a black media company? We all benefit. And it's a way to show us in a positive light. I also, going back history, I remember when I first started doing videography, I was listening to the study of how you use lenses to portray people in a certain way. How you use different focal length, what they call it, to make people look a certain way. Even the type of settings that you put in your camera to make skin tones look a certain way. And historically, they used to shoot us, pun intended. They actually used to use lenses that accentuated our face to make us look a little different. They used to use settings in the camera to make us seem a little darker than our natural skin tone. So we didn't glow. They didn't light us correctly, so we would be darker. You get what I'm saying? For an example, if I move this light, it's a difference in how I look on camera because of just simply how the light hits my face. So when I step back into the light, it gives me a better look, more presentable. You can actually see the color of my skin. You get what I'm saying? So they didn't pay attention, or some didn't pay attention, and then some actually specifically didn't light us a certain way. They didn't pay attention to our skin tones, and so that made us not look well in front of the camera. They use certain lenses to make our faces look distorted. That's the word I was looking for. And one thing that I give a shout out to Mauricio Richardson from Pressmark, he compelled us to shoot for black people. He compelled us to learn settings that is going to make us as black people pop out. That is going to make us be in a good light, so to speak. And the model for his company is your image is everything. But he was specifically we were learning to engineer our work so that we as black people look good in front of the camera. We look good in our pictures. We look good in our videos. So learning how to light a specific way, learning what lenses work for different people, learning what background or what foreground or everything is going to work with certain people's skin tones, certain people, the way we dress. Sometimes we like to dress with a lot of colors. We're more artsy in our approach. So how do you compensate for that? You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that, again, we don't get in mainstream media, and we don't get taught that either. So if you're not specifically understanding the historical context of how to, present media in a certain way, then we get the short end of the stick. So that's why it's so important for us to invest in our own media, our black-owned media, because we will be making the decisions and we will make sure that we look a certain way. We make sure that we are presented in a certain way, whether that's physical abilities or just mantras and stigmas and stereotypes. You get what I'm saying? Black-owned companies can fight against those negative stereotypes that all black people do a certain thing. All black people act a certain way, and it's not always the best way or the white way. We can be shown in a different way. How many times have you seen your favorite actor or your favorite, I'll say hero, in a Jet or Ebony magazine, especially when black owned, or even when BT first started? You get to see positive images of black people. And that's the most important thing, that you can see positive images of our own people. All right, that's I think that's it. Let's see. Oh, let's talk about who benefits when you donate to Kingdom Culture Media TV. So again, not only you benefit, but there's a philanthropic opportunity that we are going to be pursuing as well. Shout out again to Derek Webster and Salida Fortune, which are my interns. That helps us keep Kingdom Culture TV moving and Kingdom Culture Media moving. When you donate, not only are you donating to the cause of making sure that black folks are represented in a good way, but you're also sending kids to college. So Kingdom Culture Media has partnered with South Carolina State so that their interns, they have an internship which required them to graduate, and sometimes they don't get placed in places like this, which is going to help them grow. They just, sometimes this may not be the best internship for their interests. So places like this, especially for Derek, who is a South Carolina State intern, who is a music industry major but a broadcasting minor. So this is a perfect place for him to learn, and also learn from people that look like him. So when you donate to us, not only are you donating to a business that's going to represent our people well, but you're actually helping people to advance in their economic state and learn how to grow and be economically impactful for other people. So one of the things that we also want to do is be able to provide scholarships for those students who want to study the music industry and study broadcasting and mass communications. But again, why is that so important? It goes back to what Freedom Journal wrote, what's that, 95 years ago. We wish to no, that's not 95, 195 years ago, almost 200 years ago. We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. Too long has the public been deceived by misrepresentations and things which concern us daily. And it's our job as black media and black owned companies to represent us well, and to be able to show us in a positive manner, in a positive light. Where can you donate? Again, I'm glad you asked. Donate to Kingdom Culture Media TV. That's wrong. Kingdom Culture TV. That's Kingdom Culture TV on Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. You can also join our club. Join our club. And all you have to do is either donate or purchase 1 hour merchandise. So like I said, this shirt is on for sale. This tumbler is for sale. That's good. So yeah, go to the website kingdomculture.club. That's kingdomculture.club. You can purchase merchandise and you can donate from that. If you want to donate directly, again, Kingdom $Kingdom Culture TV at Cash App, and then Kingdom Culture TV on PayPal and Venmo. All right. If you have any questions for me, again, Facebook. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can message me on Facebook. If you're watching this on Instagram, you can message me on my Instagram. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, donate some time, volunteer. We're taking all of that, because to be able to launch this, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and we would appreciate more leg room, more hands on the ground. What they call boots on the ground. To help, continue to do this work. And we want to be able to grow. Again, donate Kingdom Cultured TV on Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. Join our club, kingdomculture.club. It'll take you straight to our merchandise page, where you can purchase anything that you see on the page. And also there's a donate button there if you just want to donate. That'll connect you to take donations. All right, and that's it for me. Again, if there's any questions, thank you guys. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate you for watching. Thanks, Gloria. Thank you for watching. Thanks, John. John Lakin is watching. His show is going to be, again, talk about John's show. Now, John has a Sunday morning gospel show, right? When the last time you seen a gospel show on TV? You know what I'm saying? John Lakin has a gospel show on TV. So that's what this is going to be able to do, is be able to show more shows like that, so that you can get information. Like he some of those interviews that he do, and we have to chop out 75% of the interview because it don't fit on the TV station. You'll be able to see the full interview on our network. So again, we appreciate you. Remember, and we're gonna leave on that clause. Remember, we wish to plead our own clause. Too long have others have spoken for us. Too long has the public been deceived by misrepresentations in things which concerns us dearly. So this is gonna be a place where we can have our voice. So donate again. You can donate at Kingdom Culture TV, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Join our club, kingdomculture.club. Check merchandise there, and you can also donate from that page. And everybody, I appreciate you for watching, and have a good night.